Welcome to another episode of Home Sweet Home. My name is Rod McCall.
And I'm Scott Nichols.
Can you remember some of the presents you ever got at Christmas?
Goodness sakes, can I remember what I got last week? I mean, I remember as a kid getting things like Legos or skis. We lived in the north. Mm-hmm. You know, batteries.
Okay.
Socks, underwear. It was really exciting stuff. We were a little bit on the financially needy side to some extent. So being a large family with lower income at the time, or a single income family, I should say.
Yes.
And so, sometimes I got things that were just the things that you need.
They were practical.
It was really practical. And, when you need them, it's actually okay to get them, right? Like, I'm glad I got those, but it's not super fun when you're a kid.
Okay.
Some bigger things. And more recently, I mean, my kids, everybody's adults now, and they all like to give gifts. So we haven't stopped doing that. We don't necessarily spend thousands, but you get, you get one gift per person or something. And, I've gotten some expensive electronics and things like that I don't typically buy for myself. So it's nice, right? And I do the same. We do the same for our kids. Probably going a little bit too all out, but that's my family. They're what's important to me. So
sure. Well, I mean, because I remember getting one year for Christmas, yes, I got the Legos and some of the basic toys, but I remember getting one of those wind-up Evel Knievels.
Oh, nice.
And
did you jump school buses or Grand Canyon? What did you jump?
The curb.
The curb. All right. That's awesome.
But, I mean,
my guess is he didn't make it. But.
No, well, I don't remember. I just remember playing with that. I remember, just some getting toys and playing with them. I think back to, yes, I remember getting certain gifts from certain family. And I look back, and as an adult, I look at some of the neat stuff that has come my way.
Yeah.
Of course, everybody knows, hey, I'm a big Kansas University Jayhawk fan, so anything that has KU on it, that's pretty much a guarantee Rod's going to like.
Yeah.
But I sometimes wonder, is there a gift that we can give that is more powerful and more enjoyable than something we find at the store?
I don't know what that would be.
Oh,
you want me to make something at home for you?
Oh, could you?
I can make cards. Do you want me to give you a coupon for a day out with Scott?
Hey, that would be nice.
Would that be great?
Okay. I will say that when we were younger, my sisters and I, I would make homemade cards. They would be, and then at the very back, I would call them a Rodmark card.
Yeah.
Instead of a Hallmark card,
Sure.
And we would do coupons of, I'll fix your bed, I'll wash your car, I'll do your chores for a day or for a week or whatever. We do stuff like that.
Too bad that didn't take off. I'd like to see a Rodmark movie.
Ah.
I mean, I know that, like, for my grandson, I love to get homemade stuff. Mm-hmm. But I mean, he's that age where that stuff's really cute, right? So,
sure.
And he puts a lot of effort into it. Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, I love those kind of things. But, I mean, if you want to make me some furniture or something,
sure,
that'd be great.
A problem. All right, I'll get to work on that. But here's what I'm thinking. Is there something that we can give that is more powerful and more meaningful than an actual gift, a tangible item that we can touch?
Okay.
And I'm thinking that it's more the gift of us. And when I say us, I'm talking about you and I. If I'm going to I think maybe the best gift I can give to anybody is to give the gift of my full attention, to be in the moment.
Yeah.
I will admit that sometimes when we have family gatherings, I'll get bored with them and I'll play on my phone. But when I'm doing that, I'm not fully engaged with them.
Right.
And so I'm wondering if maybe one of the best gifts we could give to our friends, to our family, is the gift of emotional presence.
I think that's big, right? I mean, I actually try to practice this regularly and make sure I put away my phone when I'm with other people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, going out to dinner with my wife, put it away. If I'm out to dinner with family, kids, whatever, I went out to lunch with my daughter, I put it away, right? And just try to focus on what's happening at the table and giving that. And I find great emotional release in putting it away because it is such a distraction.
Oh, yeah.
But it's also disrespectful to the other person, right? I know that when I'm talking with somebody and they pull their phone out and they start looking at it, like I feel ignored.
Okay. I get that. I mean,
just a moment ago when you did that. No, just kidding.
Well, okay. You're right. When my phone blows up with 18 texts,
Sure.
It's kind of like, what the heck?
But no, I mean, it's just that it means that something else is more important than the person you're talking to at the moment.
And that's kind of what I thought we would talk about today. That by being physically there, yay, but can we be there mentally, spiritually, emotionally? Can we truly be 100% present and engaged? Because if we can do so, then we can build those connections, strengthen those connections, create better memories, and deepen that relationship with our friends and family.
Yeah.
And because I am a true believer, we had, our friend Charlie Phillips on, oh, golly, that's been over a year ago already.
Yeah, it's a while.
And he shared all the time when he came to the class, talking to my kids year after year after year for 13 years. He said, life isn't about stuff. It's about relationships.
And here I thought it was a box of chocolates.
Well, I won't say no to that, but but at the end of the day, what makes life most enjoyable?
Right.
And if Christmas time is, and we're all about to, later this week, spend a lot of time with family and friends, or especially family, we want to make the best of it. So let's be there. Let's be engaged, and let's say, hey, I want to be with you, and I want to, maybe the reason we don't like being with some of our family or friends is because we don't really get to know them.
Yeah, I want to broaden that a little bit and think about some just community in general. I mean, because I think that this issue is big.
Okay.
Across the country, right? Like, we're so busy.
Okay, yeah.
And we're busy. We're looking at our phones. We're doing the things. We're ignoring everybody around us. Sometimes we don't even know who our neighbors are.
True.
You see them. They come and go, you wave, whatever, but you don't even know their name, what they do, any of those things. And I found this interesting because I saw a post a few weeks back. There was an incident that took place in the community where I live.
Okay.
And somebody's vehicle blew up.
Oh my.
In their driveway.
Good grief.
And it rocked the neighborhood. I mean, literally like shook things.
Sure, yeah.
And everybody came out of their house in concern, right? And then they were there kind of watching this thing unfold, and they all like brought chairs out and sat down and said, talked to their neighbors and realized that they didn't know most of the people around them.
Wow.
And they got to know them, and they thought, you know what, we should really get together more often.
Yeah.
We should, do these things. And so it took like a tragic event. Nobody got hurt. But it took a tragic event, right? Like something really to get everybody's attention and get them out of their homes in their own neighborhood and realize, oh, there's other people here. And I feel like sometimes that's what a dinner table looks like. When I like to people watch, so when I go out to a restaurant while we're talking, I'm also watching, and I see whole families looking at their phones, not present at all at the table. Then they eat and they leave, and I think, why did you pay for all this?
If you're
to not even
engaged.
have a discussion or be with each other in any way, shape, or form.
Well, and that's kind of the whole point. And I know at Christmas time, you do see a lot of more people volunteering, doing stuff, because I think when we think of generosity, how many times do we equate generosity with the money that we spend on a gift to give.
Sure.
I've shared this many times, but I had a public speaking class in college, and it was in the fall semesters. It was right before Christmas. We had our final speech, and one of the people in my class, he gave a speech, and I only remember this because it really rattled me. But they said that Christmas time is when we put a financial price tag on our family and friends.
Mm-hmm.
And it really kind of, whoa, okay.
Yeah.
And I find that I do that, but maybe there's more to gift giving than buying a gift. Maybe we can give the gift of ourselves.
Sure.
And I'm not saying stand out on the street corner and hike a skirt leg.
Ooh,
I'm just saying,
let's not do that.
but give the gift of ourselves.
Right.
Give the gift of our time. Give the gift of our presence. Go and, like you're saying, talk to your neighbor. Hey, you see a neighbor outside. Hey, you know what? You're fixing your car. Can I help?
Yeah.
Or, shoveling a neighbor's drive, an elderly neighbor's, in those places that get snow, not
Sure.
us. But, do things to help a neighbor. To, you see somebody on the side of the road, instead of driving past going, oh, thank God that's not me. Can you pull over and offer, hey, do you need some help? Can I give you a lift? Can
Sure.
I call somebody for you? I mean, again, and
I think that society has told us that a lot of those things just aren't safe, and that's why we don't do it. By and large, it is safe, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they've told us, and there's ways to do it and still be safe. But I've done that. I've stopped on the side in other states when I'm traveling to help people, because I'm always afraid of like being broke down.
Oh, yeah.
And I have AAA and all those things, but I don't want to wait. So I bring tools and everything with me, even with a newer truck.
Yeah.
I just bring everything with me, and I'm like, I'll fix it right there. So, I mean, I've had people in other states that I've come across, and I just pull over and I give them a hand because I have the stuff.
Yeah.
And just, if nothing else, to get them off the road to a safer place. So, it feels good, and they appreciate it. And it's just one way to do something. But I agree, like giving time, talents, resources are all ways to give, as you don't have to always resort to the resources.
Well, another way, and these are not my words, I got them from someone else, but the idea of a difference between gifts of doing and gifts of being.
Mm-hmm.
Doing. Are we planning? Are we hosting? Are we organizing?
Yeah.
Are we being? If we're going to do the gift of being, are we listening? Are we noticing? Are we sitting together in silence? What are we doing?
Right.
I mean, because doing creates existences, but being creates meaning.
Right.
And what is life about? It's about meaningful relationships. So are we doing things, buying things to do it, or are we wanting to be something?
Right.
And like I say, I think back to some of my most favorite memories, and it comes from actually gifts of being.
Yeah.
Because I've made a connection. And we had a neighbor growing up, and my dad would, from time to time, when we're doing projects around the house, and he'd get a load of dirt dropped there by the curb. And so that was kind of my job, fill it up, one wheelbarrow at a time, and carry it and put it wherever. And then, for foundation repair, stuff like that. Well, I remember we got a load of dirt, and Dad was out there. We only had the one wheelbarrow. And lo and behold, here comes a guy that never seen before with his own wheelbarrow and a shovel. And he introduced himself, says, "My name's Larry. I live one block over. I saw you with his load of dirt. I thought I'd come and help you."
Yeah.
And they became lifelong family friends.
That's awesome.
And that wasn't, what was he doing? He was being there.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that if we can give a gift of ourself, are we giving truly a gift of love?
And people, I think, hear that and think, I mean, is that really giving? And what I would say to that is, if you're busy and you're often putting people off because you're busy, people know you're busy. And so if you take the time to put aside your busyness to be with that other person, they're going to recognize that and see the value you've put in them from doing that. This happens to me. I mean, I literally could be working on things all of my waking hours every single day of the week. And sometimes I have plans to do so. And sometimes those plans get interrupted. Somebody in my family says, hey, can we do this afternoon? You know what? Absolutely. I will just put aside that other thing and do that. And I don't have to tell them that. They don't know if I had other plans. They're just like, what was your plans? Like, can we do this? And I'll be like, yep, I'm not going to tell you what my plans were. I'm just going to do it. Because that's more important to me, right? That nobody else can work on that relationship with my family except me. Nobody else can do those things, right? And me, my family, whoever, like whatever human it is, ain't going to be here forever.
No.
And I've come to the point of realizing that if something happens to me today, then Monday morning they will post my job and probably put somebody in that spot by 8:45 in the morning. Right?
Another dancing
it's
chicken.
Just going to happen, right? So, what I do we do it all the time. We replace presidents on a whim. I mean, so it doesn't make any difference, right? Whatever we do, that's not what matters. What matters is the relationships that we build throughout our life. And so that's more important.
Another gift that we can do, and this is something that I'm practicing, I'm not perfect at, but and it ties in with the gift of being there not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually.
Sure.
And that's the difference between listening and hearing.
What?
Exactly. Because if I can hear all kinds of things, and I can hear you talk, and as a classroom teacher, I think the kids heard me, but they weren't really engaged to listen. That's one thing that I do say I like about the counseling job is that people actually listen to what I say. They don't just kind of go in one ear and out the other like I felt like teaching. But
although the challenge there, I think, is probably that you're supposed to listen more than they right?
Yes.
So
yes.
That would be a problem for me.
Yes.
As I keep cutting in on you.
That's okay. But again, that's the other part. I need to be fully present and listen to my clients so that I can be there to be able to help them recognize what their concerns and issues and problems are and help them find that strength within themselves to solve those problems.
Right.
And so, but active listening, when we're truly listening, then we are truly connected to that person that is speaking. And I mean, because at the end of the day, what do we want to all be? We want to be heard.
Yeah.
And so when you listen to somebody, you're giving them what we all want. Hear me. I don't necessarily need you to fix my problems. Right. Sherry tells me all the time, I just want to vent. Shut up and let me vent. Absolutely. I don't want you to fix it. Take your therapy hat off and just let me tell you what's driving me crazy right now.
I had that problem the other day. Had somebody talking to me, telling me some stuff, and my earlier, maybe before I started talking to you and covering these kinds of topics on the podcast, in my earlier time in life, I would have immediately gone to, let me fix this problem for you. Here's what you need to do, right? And so in this case, I just listened, and I listened maybe too long. I listened long enough that it was like, so what do you think? And I was like, oh, I thought you just wanted to get it off your chest, right? Like, so you actually want me to like respond to that? Okay. So maybe I've gone too far the other way, but I mean, I sometimes, mostly with my wife, that's what it is, right? I mean, it's just, she just wants to say it. Great. Well, say it. I'll listen.
And as you're listening, you're creating a stronger emotional connection to that person.
Yeah.
They feel more connected to you. You feel more connected to them because you're truly understanding their perspective, their point of view. And as a consequence, now you're invested with them.
Yeah.
And they with you. And then, you mentioned before about putting your phones away. When you are truly listening, you're not passive hearing.
Right.
You're fully engaged. That phone is down. You're looking at them eye to eye, and you ask open-ended questions.
Yeah.
Well, tell me more. How did that make you feel? Okay. How did, again, open-ended questions. And so now that person, you're drawing that out, and it gives them the feeling of, you know what, I am important. Somebody does give a crap about me. And you never know how important that is for that person at that time.
Yeah.
So you want to give a gift, give the gift of listening.
Yeah.
And that doesn't cost us a plug nickel.
Right. I agree. I think that's been one of the things over the last maybe 5 years that I have learned that is one of the most valuable things I've learned. And I've done master's degree and all those things, right? But even that, in that process talks about listening, right?
Yeah.
I mean, as an educator, you have to listen to your students. You have to listen to your colleagues. You have to listen to, parents. I mean, you have to listen to all those things. How you respond is, you don't always have to respond. Sometimes you just need to listen. So, I mean, I think that's really important. But if you're thinking about your phone and all that, it's going to be hard to listen. You're going to get distracted. Your mind's going to wander. Put that stuff down and away as often as you can so that you can train your mind to think on what's taking place right in front of you.
Yes. You're in the moment. And when you can do that, are you also slowing things down a bit? I mean, when you are in the moment, all right, when you and I get together and do these, tape our episodes, or when we just get together and BS, I enjoy it because it feels like things have slowed down a little bit. Instead of being that rush, hurry, get here, get that done, get that over here, you're actually slowing things down.
Yeah.
And you're enjoying the moment in which you're in.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I agree. I think even though we're on a time schedule, usually in studio and all that.
Well, yeah.
But it's still like we know what we can accomplish. We focus on it. We talk between, recordings and things like that. So, I mean, it's a good time, but yeah, I think being present is just what makes it possible. I don't think I could do this if we were both sitting here looking at our phones all the time.
Exactly. And I guess what I find that I really like is that when you can be in the moment, you're turning that ordinary time into sacred time.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, I find that I enjoy spending time with friends. I enjoy spending time with family.
Yeah.
And it's our time together, and I look forward to it.
Yeah.
And I treasure it because it's, again, I get way more out of it.
And you'll want it more. Right. And so maybe you'll put that phone away some more. There isn't a whole lot good going on my phone, I'll tell you that. So
no.
As much as I can just get distracted from that, that's good. Right. So definitely this is some good stuff.
Well, and this is not easy. We are so used to being distracted and our attention pulled in so many different directions. And you're right, that phone has become such an allure. FOMO is a true, real fear that we all have. But this is a skill that we can learn. Yeah. And when we're learning, this is a gift that goes way beyond just opening on Christmas Day. This is a gift that continues all throughout the year.
This is definitely one of those things that's, if people do New Year's resolutions, this might be a good one to put on your list.
Well,
listen more.
Oh, yes. Be engaged. Be in the moment. And there's even science behind this. Yes, there is. Because our brain is encoding memories. And when we are more emotionally involved, then the stronger and deeper that encoding of that memory is. And so, I mean, if you think about what are some of your most intense memories, they're tied to an emotional connection.
Yeah, they're definitely not from my phone.
No. And so as a result, that also then creates stronger attachments.
Yeah.
And our ability to have healthy relationships with good boundaries is tied to our attachment style. And so, we keep saying, oh, well, I can multitask. BS. The more you multitask, the less you can actually do.
Yeah.
Because you're dividing your attention. So do one thing and do it deliberately. And then when you're done, go to do the next thing and the next.
Yeah.
And so what's interesting is that when you actually slow down and stop that multitasking, you're actually more effective because you're able to concentrate and focus and boom, okay, I got this done.
Yeah.
Now move to the next thing. Or even if it's something that, okay, you're starting a project or even doing household chores. I'm going to sort the laundry and start this load. Now, while that's doing, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to do this.
Right.
And then when I'm done with this, I'm going to go do something else. Oh, that load is done. Boom. I'm going to pull the load from the washer, put it in the dryer, put another load in the washer, but you're doing one thing at a time.
Yeah.
You may be doing multiple things going, but you're focused on one at a time and you're more efficient, fewer mistakes.
I agree.
So
you just described my mental days off.
Well, and I guess too, when we are present, we're building that bond of friendship, that relationship, so that it'll give our life more meaning.
Yeah, I think that goes back to my little story there, right? Like, I mean, on social media, I have lots of friends. I probably know less than 50% of them, and knowing those well, maybe down to 20%.
Okay.
Really, really well, maybe like 10 people. Right. And those 10 people are people that I see.
Yes.
Face to face.
Yes.
In real life.
Yes.
Right? And that just goes back to that story I had where people came out of their homes and realized, I don't even know the people around me. I never met them. And so that face to face time, right? I think that, and I don't know the science behind it. I'm sure you do. But the face to face, right? Like communicating and being face to face and listening and talking and, having that relationship that is, right there in the physical rather than in the digital. Mm-hmm. That has got to be something that lowers emotional stress. I mean, I don't ever remember anybody who said, wow, looking at my phone has lowered my stress.
True.
I don't know anybody like that.
No.
So maybe that's you. I don't know. But I've never heard that ever. I've only read books that suggest that more time on a digital space creates more stress and more problems.
Anxiety.
Psychologically.
And
so, but getting face to face with people and talking and conversing, that's why I think that counseling works out well. Because you're doing something face to face. I know there's some digital options for people, and that's good if you that's all you can do.
Right.
But getting face to face with people is having that relationship, going out to dinner, doing some bowling, or hitting a local karaoke, or doing something. I mean, those things are those are events that people remember. Those are things where people get release. And that's where you can forget about some of those other things. That's why I like to go to sporting events sometimes, right? I hate it when they get political because I don't want that.
No.
I literally, they were intended by the Romans to be something that distracted you from the politics.
Yes.
And that's exactly what I want.
Yes.
Right? I want to be distracted from the everyday problems of the world and just enjoy something and enjoy it with other people. And so that face-to-face, that physical connection, in the real world, rather than the digital, that is so important, I think, to lowering the emotional stress conditions that we always have.
To build on that, one of the things that you think about this, what would you rather do? Would you rather FaceTime with somebody or talk to them just through the phone? And most people would say, well, I want to FaceTime. Because why? You're seeing them. I mean, it's that connection of seeing somebody as well as hearing them.
Right.
But here's something else to consider. When we give the gift of ourself, when we give the gift of our time, It's not, I mean, think about all the gifts. I mean, I asked you at the very beginning, what are the gifts that you remember getting as a kid?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you've gotten a lot of gifts in your lifetime
Sure.
at Christmas, and to try and remember them, we don't. But what can you remember? You can remember the emotions. And so when we give the gift of ourself, we're giving an emotional connection.
Right.
And so now people can recall how they feel or felt way more significantly than they can about the actual gift that they got.
Well, I know I've had lots more thanks for giving my time than I have for giving physical gifts that I purchased.
Mm-hmm.
I've had, over my lifetime, I've had a lot more thanks for that repeatedly than giving things that I purchased. And so I think that makes it clear to me what's more valuable to at least those people.
Yes. And when you give your gift of time, you're helping somebody else, and they will respect that and they'll appreciate it. And I mean, again, a gift is you gave cash. And as I mentioned before, it's that financial price tag we put on friends and family. But our time, well, to me, that is priceless.
Well, unfortunately, the studio doesn't give us the gift of time.
So I just say this, in our season of giving, give yourself as much as you would consider giving a physical gift that you spent money on. Gift of time, gift of love, gift of yourself. Be present in the moment. Enjoy the moment. Make those connections. So,
good stuff.
All right. With that, ladies and gentlemen, have a very Merry Christmas. My name is Rod.
I'm Scott.
See you later.
Bye-bye.